It'll just take 5 minutes. If you're a team leader, you already know that's almost never true. 5 minutes becomes 15. 15 becomes a conversation that you weren't ready for. Then there's a decision to make. Someone else gets pulled in. You need to check the notes, reply to 3 messages, calm someone down, and suddenly the thing that just needed 5 minutes has eaten half of your afternoon. And the worst part, you don't even get to feel like you did real work. You just feel scattered, like your whole day got nicked in tiny pieces. I think this is one of the most underestimated reasons that leaders burn out. It's not always a giant crisis, it's the constant drip, the tap on the shoulder, the quick question, the "have you got a sec?" The last minute thing that somehow becomes yours. And because you care, you respond. Because you're responsible, you make space. Because you don't want your team to feel unsupported, you say yes. And then at the end of the day, you're fried. Your real work hasn't moved, and you're wondering why you feel so behind when you've been busy since 8 a.m. And that's the trap. Busy all day, behind by dinner. And can I say this with love? A lot of leaders blame themselves for this. They think, I just need to manage my time better, or I need to be more disciplined, or maybe I'm just not cut out for this level of responsibility. No. You're probably not lazy. You're probably not disorganized. You're probably leading inside a rhythm that has no edges. And when your rhythm has no edges, everything gets in. Every interruption feels urgent. Every request feels equal. Every person feels like they need access to you right now. That's not a personal failure, it's a structure problem. You know the one that really gets people? Friday afternoon. You've nearly made it. You're tired, but you can see the finish line. And then someone appears at your door, or sends a message, or catches you just as you're packing up. Hey, quick one. And your body already knows it's not a quick one. It's a staffing issue, or a family concern, or a client situation, or something that should have been raised on Tuesday but now has become an emergency because it sat too long. And now your Friday's gone. Your nervous system kicks up. You're trying to solve something important while your brain is already cooked. And then you carry it home. That's the bit that people don't see. The conversation might happen at work, but the cost follows you into the car, into dinner, into your weekend. You're physically home, but mentally still holding the room. And that's just not sustainable. And here's where I want to push back on something. Good leadership does not mean being endlessly available. That sounds noble. It looks like caring. But over time, it trains your team that access to you has no rhythm. And if access to you has no rhythm, your calendar becomes a public resource. Everyone can take a slice whenever they feel wobbly. And that might work for a week. It does not work for a leader who needs to last. Your team doesn't need you to be instantly available for everything. They need you to be steady, clear, predictable. They need to know when to bring things to you, how to bring things to you, and what actually counts as urgent. That's a different kind of support. It's calmer, it's safer, and weirdly, it's more respectful for everyone. The answer isn't to shut your door and become unavailable. That's not the point. The answer is to build rhythms. Simple ones, daily anchors, a morning check-in with yourself before the day starts, taking chunks out of you. Clear decision points during the week so issues don't pile up until Friday. Buffers in your calendar that are treated like real work, because they are. A reset rhythm where you look at what's leaking, what's escalating, and what needs to be handled before it becomes a drama. And language that your team can learn. Things like, is this urgent or can we bring it to our next check-in? What decision do you need from me? What have you already tried? Is this a 5-minute question or does it need proper space? Those questions are not cold, they're leadership. They stop everything becoming a hallway crisis. So here's a simple place to start. For the next week, don't try to fix every interruption, just track them. Every time someone says, have you got a minute? Write down 3 things. What was it about? Was it actually urgent? Where should that conversation have lived? In a team meeting? In a one-to-one? At an end-of-day check-in? In an escalation process? In a written update? You'll start seeing patterns quickly because most interruptions aren't random. They're displaced conversations. They belong somewhere. They just don't currently have a home, so they land on you, usually at the worst possible time. And once you see the pattern, you can build the rhythm. And that's the work. So the goal isn't to stop your team needing you. The goal is to stop every need becoming an interruption. And that's the difference. When you build rhythm, your team still gets support, but you stop being dragged around by everyone else's urgency. You get some shape back in your week. You make better decisions. You go home with less noise in your head. And maybe for the first time in a while, you stop feeling like your leadership is held together with duct tape and good intentions. I'm opening 20 spots in the leadership lab for team leaders who are running on fumes and want to stabilize their week. We start with rhythms, daily anchors, weekly resets, clearer buffers, better conversations with your team. If you want the details, the link is in the pinned comment. And if this hits a nerve, that's probably a sign. Not that you're failing, that the way you're working needs a better rhythm.